Thank you all for coming out on a cold morning here in Harrisburg. Welcome to our atrium. We're here to announce today the formation of a new legal defense fund for the city of Harrisburg called the Protect Harrisburg Legal Defense Fund. We've been inspired by the city of Lancaster. I was in Lancaster last week, had a chance to speak to Mayor Gray in person. Their fund, they've already raised $14,000 in terms of private contributions from individuals to help defend their suit. As you know, we have two different suits currently pending against the city of Harrisburg, and they are going to be costly. We do have insurance to cover our suits here, but we have a $250,000 deductible, which means that theoretically we'd have to raise $250 if we wanted to cover the full cost of these potential suits for the city of Harrisburg. We're optimistic, and we've put together a sort of one-stop shop webpage linked to the City of Harrisburg PA.gov webpage, which I can take you through now here for a moment. We wanted to do something that would provide updates. We've got, for starters, you can read a little greeting from myself. Talks a little bit about the ordinances that we have. There's a little bit of a statement about why we think this is important. We have some video up on the site. You can see the video from the original press conference that we had during the hearing. We also have links to all media sources regarding not only Harrisburg, but some of the other gun cases in Pennsylvania. We have a petition up where you can sign and show your support. And we're also going to make an effort, and we're going to put up our legal filings on the site as well. So if you'd like to read the original briefing that was filed in the case, you can click on that. It's a pretty informative website. So the way you get to it is just going to harrisburgpa.gov, which is the city website, /Protect Harrisburg. Also, of course, on the website, and very important, there's information on how to make a contribution. And while we are not able to take electronic contributions at the moment for the city, we do encourage people to come by and bring a check or mail a check right here to City Hall, which is 10 South 2nd Street here in downtown Harrisburg. Check should be made to the city treasurer, but then in the memo line of that check, please write Protect Harrisburg Legal Defense Fund, so that we'll put it in the proper account. You're also going to see us coming before council on Tuesday of next week when they meet to have council officially approve the account. It's going to go in our police protection fund, which we established with the budget this year. It'll be transparent, and eventually council will then authorize the transfer of those funds from the account to help pay the legal bills. We're excited about it. We continue to think this is tremendously important for public safety. I wanted to make it clear, and you can read this a little bit on the website, that we're looking at a series of 5 ordinances in the city that we are defending, which is a little bit different than Lancaster. It's a little bit different than elsewhere. And I want to remind you what they were. Our ordinances basically prohibit the discharging of a weapon within the city limits, except in cases of self-defense, the carrying of a firearm in a city park or a playground, the selling of firearms during a declared state of emergency, the possessing of a weapon in public as an unsupervised child, and failing to report a gun lost or stolen. Not only do we consider those common sense, but we are frankly shocked at the position of the opposing counsel, which is basically saying that children should be allowed to roam the streets with weapons in an unsupervised manner in public. These are extreme positions, and they're dangerous ones, and we will continue to defend the city. And we're asking for the public's help to be supportive in that. I'm joined here by Chief Carter. We've also have full support on Harrisburg City Council. So it's a united city, and we would be happy to take any questions that you may have about this or other topics. And we invite you all to go to the website, and please encourage people to support the fund. I will say we already have started to receive some checks even before the establishment of this fund, and that's what prompted us to go ahead and get this done officially. A couple $100 in spontaneous donations have already come into the city. I've also had a lot of people ask me how they could help, and this is clearly a way to help and network and to become a part of the city's legal defense.
These two
Yeah.
lawsuits, how much do you think that the city will rack up in legal fees? I know you're trying to raise $250 for the deductible, but
I'm saying 250 would be the worst case scenario, but we are very optimistic that the case will, that the current McShane case will get stayed, and everything will be put on hold until the Commonwealth Court can rule. They have hearings set up for April regarding the constitutionality of Act 192. We feel it is unconstitutional and will be struck down. So that would be a sort of best case scenario, and that would mean our legal costs would be fairly limited in the short run.
Talk to me about what you do or your concerns if the NRA just tries to kind of bleed you and the city dry by dragging you to court as much as possible.
I think that is one of the very sad facts about Act 192. It was designed essentially to sort of pay the gun lobby with the money from hardworking taxpayers and municipalities like Harrisburg, and essentially shift money to powerful political donors who don't live within these municipalities, don't even live within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You could see lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit coming, each with a $250,000 deductible, and each being raised by outside groups. I think Harrisburg was particularly targeted because they felt that maybe we wouldn't have the financial wherewithal to defend ourselves. I believe Attorney McShane sort of stated that in his initial press conference as to why they were going for Harrisburg. That was a miscalculation. We are going to defend ourselves, and we're not going to back down or be intimidated by those threats. But that's clearly one of the consequences of Act 192 is the potential to overwhelm a municipality with lawsuit after lawsuit and potentially expensive court costs.
So what's the solution? To repeal that act?
I think the solution is for the Commonwealth Court to find the act unconstitutional. I think they will, and then it'll be up to the legislature not to do something that foolish again, and to hopefully come up with a better law.
Mayor, the contributions to the city, are they tax deductible?
They are not tax deductible, no, and we simply know that there are people out there that are eager to support the city and want to contribute. And, I don't think I think they would be doing it because they believe in the cause. I don't think they would be doing it mainly for purposes of tax deduction. And
just a point of clarification, the two lawsuits against the city are not by the NRA.
That is true. There are two. One is by the Prince law firm, and the other is by McShane's law firm. Lancaster has been sued by the NRA, and it just goes to show you that there are all sorts of potential organizations out there which can sue municipalities. I think the NRA was clearly the chief lobbyist for Act 192, however.
And then at this press conference that's on the monitor now, you guys spoke first, and Chief, you can jump in too if you want. Then Justin McShane, the attorney and a plaintiff in the case, spoke afterwards. We didn't get a chance to ask you what your comments were after listening to Justin. He had some pretty strong words.
I think that people should be very alarmed by the fact that his position is that there should be no restrictions whatsoever. There should be children allowed to carry guns and parade them walking through the streets in the city of Harrisburg. People should be able to shoot their guns where we have no hunting allowed in the city limits in some manner other than self-defense. It's really pretty unimaginable. We do not believe that our ordinances are anything other than positive pro-public safety ordinances, some of which go back over 50 or 60 years, many of which were adopted before I was even born. So these are not the radical changes. The radical change would be allowing Act 192 to go forward and redefining standing for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, basically upending hundreds of years of constitutional law and saying that you don't have to be injured to be able to sue somebody. You don't even have to live in Pennsylvania to be able to sue somebody. That's really what's at stake here, and it's a big deal.
And one of the points that was made in the trial by McShane was the shooting or attempted robbery of Representative Marty Flynn. Marty Flynn did discharge a weapon. He had a concealed carry permit, and he wasn't charged in any way, but McShane feels that you have a statute of limitation of 2 years, and you could actually go back and file charges against Representative Flynn.
It's really preposterous thinking people have a right to self-defense. That is not what this is about. I'll let the chief speak to that if he would like. But the bottom line is that the right to self-defense is clearly protected and is not what a ordinance like ours is about. These reckless discharge ordinances go all the way back to before the time of William Penn. They're deeply rooted in English common law. They're basic ordinances, and they are to prevent somebody from going out right in front of the atrium in City Hall and just simply shooting their gun up in the air. And that would be a dangerous, reckless thing to do, and that's what we don't want to have happen. All right, then, thank you for coming, and please check out our new website at harrisburgpa.gov/protect Harrisburg.